Hello, my name's Howard Mackert. I own Mackert Automotive, and I'm the founder of Cars for Change. About 8 years ago, a good friend of mine, Buck Freimeyer, started a program to help the women in our Purdy prison. One of the ladies that was coming out of that program was being mentored by a fellow Rotarian, and she needed a car and asked if anybody had a spare vehicle. So I gave her this old car to get to work and back. One day it wouldn't go, and so she asked her roommate to take her to work, and she said sure. And when it was time to go, the roommate wasn't ready, and she panicked, and she said, I talked to our friends and they're going to swing right by your work and they'll come get you. So she hitched a ride with these two guys, and they decided to do a drug deal on the way to her work, and they got busted, and she was in the back seat, so she got busted. The judge didn't buy her story, and she went back in the big house for 18 months, and she had a 3-year-old little girl. Oh my God. And so it just broke my heart that she didn't have reliable transportation. Here I was thinking about my loss if something happened with that vehicle, and I gave her a disposable vehicle instead of a reliable vehicle. And then I started looking around and examining my life and where I am with my business. I own Mackert Automotive, and I thought, I could provide cars to people. And so a bunch of my friends got together and we formed a 501c3, and they're all on the board.
When Howard approached me with the idea that he had and recognizing this need in the community, definitely struck a chord with me. Just something that really stood out as something that was a need, something that we could do to help, especially in our position as automotive repair shop owners.
We've been able to pay off past tickets. A lot of gals, we talked to a gal from the DOC, and she said a lot of women are in there because they drove with a suspended license. And now they've got this ticket mounted that's growing. They paid their debt to society, but this debt is still racking up interest and getting larger and larger by the day. And they don't have any resources to ever get a driver's license again. So part of our program shifted, and we decided, hey, we can pay those fines. We can get them their license back and then get them a car.
The end result is exactly what Howard envisioned. And having somebody like Jenny here for our first recipient is just perfect. Couldn't ask for a better candidate, and really drives home why we want to do what we're doing here.
We're just thrilled today that we can give this vehicle to Jenny Iredale, who is our first recipient of Cars for Change vehicles. She's a very worthy recipient, and we're proud to have her as our poster child.
Thanks to Cars for Change, this is going to allow me to do a number of things different in my life. First off, it will allow me to not have to walk my daughter to school every morning, which can be tough sometimes in the cold weather. Not only that, but to be the mom that is actually pulling up to pick up her daughter, and it's got to make my daughter feel prideful. It takes a big burden off my parents. My mom had been getting up every morning at 5:30 to run my dad to the base to bring me back home. This was a lot to put on some 70-year-old parents. The Cars for Change have not only changed my life, but theirs as well, and kind of eased up the burden that coming out of prison has caused. I'm just extremely grateful, and to be doing this and completely legal about it. These guys have just helped and helped and helped. This program is great, and they've changed my life.